My name is Prince Kamunga. I'm a 6'7" guard that just recently played in China for the NBL. I'm excited to play the 3-on-3 tournament that's going to be happening in Hamilton because I'll be playing against a lot of professionals, and it's kind of just going to help us compete and trying to make ourselves better. And at the end of the day, I'm just a competitor, right? So I just want to win and really get the 25 grand for Canada United.
Welcome to International Ball TV. Today we have a 6'7" small forward, 25 years old, from York University, Kamunga. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You played 5 years at York University. Talk to me what that was like.
It was pretty good, man. To be honest, it was a little bit rocky because as I could speak about myself, I'm kind of a winner. Obviously, there was a lot of growing pains going throughout these 5 seasons because you have a lot of changes that was kind of happening. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't really control. But as a basketball player, I was able to just improve gradually, year by year. I was able to kind of make a name for myself. That's the only thing that I kind of wanted throughout those years, right? So obviously, it could have been better if I won more games, if I was able to win a championship and a little bit more accolades than I wanted. But it's something that I kind of just had to just dwell on and kind of just move on.
That's great. So what did you take away from your first season to your senior year? What was that like, and what was the transition like for you? And in what system were you able to kind of, work with the coach? Did you see a difference?
Obviously, when you start playing in a different environment, it's kind of tough to really settle yourself in. And obviously, throughout my rookie season, there was some games I was playing a lot and some games where I wasn't. And it happens, right? Like I said, as I stated before, we go through growing pains. And I feel obviously throughout the off season, I was kind of working on other aspects of my game to try to make sure that I kind of fit into whatever role or mold that the team wanted me to play for. And obviously, the more I showcased throughout my second, third year until my senior year, the more minutes I was able to play, the more confidence people were trying to instill into me, and that's how I became the player that I am today.
That's great. Talk to me about your role I see your numbers. You were averaging about 18 points a game and 2 steals. If you were playing at a very high level, shooting 30% from 3-point line. Talk to me, what were you working on each year to improve?
A lot really came based on footwork. I felt like when I started my first year in university, my footwork wasn't really there. And it obviously didn't allow me to really flourish where I could have really put the ball on the floor, or I couldn't really set my shot in different type of variation because obviously basketball is kind of a chaotic sport, right? So you kind of have to be able to be agile and stuff like that. And I think that was kind of my main purpose going each year and trying to check the boxes, making sure that, okay, this year I was able to shoot this much. Next year I'll have to improve on my passing, then I can improve on this and that and the third. And obviously it's just playing a lot of basketball, right? So it kind of allowed me to get to that position.
Awesome. So from what I could see from the video, and you could tell me if you agree with me, I see you as a swingman. So you kind of played the 2 and the 3 very well. Talk to me
Yeah.
about how do you go about your approach game to game playing those positions? Which one do you kind of look at it and say, you know what, this is the team we're playing tonight. I feel like I can take advantage of it in the low post. I can have my way with the guards. Talk to me about that.
Um, it's it depends, to be honest. I feel like back then it was a little bit tough to really like transition because I wasn't really as confident as I am right now with my ball handling. So a lot of times like my game was really predicated on transition, really catching love, being able to attack off the catch and stuff like that. And then obviously it kind of limit my game a little bit because teams were able to run me up the line, try to really put two guys on me, what's not. But at the end of the day, I kind of have to like figure out the puzzle, right? And then obviously when I was able to handle the ball more, I feel like just transitioning wasn't really a main factor. I think it was just like whatever good matchup I wanted to attack, I was able to do it.
Great. So I also understand that now you've had many awesome games of playing it. Like you've had some double digit points. I mean, you've been scoring from many universities. What did you see that was something that you knew that you were comfortable, that you say, you know what, this year, this is going to be the year that I'm going to be able to take those numbers and kind of show the coach and what I can do in this league. What made you feel that way? Or have you always been confident from day one?
Uh, no, like obviously my confidence has been there since day one, and obviously one thing I could have done better throughout that season was obviously consistency. But like there's so many stuff that kind of happens throughout the season that it's like I feel like me just not being as locked in as I should have kind of just affected me a little bit. But
Right.
at the end of the day, I think like my confidence, I've been having it since I was a little kid, right? And I just feel like my the people I was around me kind of instilled into that to me, and then I was just able to kind of just run with it till I got to this point.
So I also understand that after your time at York University, you went to NBL China. Talk to me about, give me the comparisons between York University playing in that system and how you transitioned over to NBL China. Talk to me about that. Did you see a difference?
I feel like China was just different because like I really had to showcase a lot of my skills, and it kind of allowed me to be the best player that I really wanted to be because it really let me free, like be a free for all player. Obviously at York, it was really a lot about system, who am I playing with, and you already know I didn't really decide who I really want to play with when I was in university. So it kind of gets a little bit harder to really dictate how I really want the game to go. And obviously in China, it was a little bit different because I kind of already had the keys from the jump, and everybody else that was around me understood my place on what I should have done to really kind of win the game. And obviously, I personally think it was obviously the best season I ever played since I've been a basketball player because I was able to showcase a lot of stuff that I couldn't really showcase when I was in school. And obviously, I got to thank the Most High for that opportunity for sure.
So if you were to look at the NBL China, where do you think that where do you think that you could look at coming back and possibly doing something different? What's the one thing that you would change and you say, you know what, I could have done this. I want to improve on this now that I'm overseas. What would you tell your younger self if you were from last year?
Honestly, like one, obviously, it's probably my ball handling. I feel like obviously, like when I was over there, I was able to kind of learn how to ball handle the ball a little bit more, and it kind of put me in a position where it's like, after the season, I was kind of able to just walking into the aspect. And now that I feel more comfortable doing it, I feel that's something that I could have told myself I could have got better back in the day.
Okay. And so if you were to look at, every player has a player that they idolize or they'd like to, take a trademark from them or, implement it to their game. Who do you say that you kind of, your game kind of translates into? Who do you say that is pretty close to your game or vice versa?
It's a little bit difficult. Like obviously, a lot of people kind of see me as like a James Harden type of player, just because like I'm a lefty. I'm really kind of shifty with the ball, and it's like one thing I'm very good at is just finishing with both hands, right? And a lot of times, like a lot of lefty guards, they don't really like to use their right hand, but that's really something I became very exceptional with, and I feel like that's something that I kind of get compared to a lot, but at the end of the day, I kind of want to mold into myself and just trying to become the best version I could be.
And being a left ball handler, do you feel that people are guessing with you because most people are either they're one-handed, they're not ambidextrous. Is that what you are? Do you feel that you
Mhm.
have more
Yeah,
options
yeah,
when you
yeah.
have that?
Yeah, definitely. For me, just being able to use my right hand and really like tell myself that I could go right, like opens up the game for me a lot more because I'm able to actually facilitate. I can really do a lot more than I could have done before, and it's putting me in the best position right now to play the game that I kind of love right now. And it's like I'm still 25, so there's a lot of room for me to improve. And I feel like obviously the next step that I'm going to go with, obviously I feel like I could be even twice as good as I was in China.
Great. Well, I want to thank you, Prince, for being on our show. For everybody looking at this show right now, look at International Ballers, subscribe to it. International Ballers TV, it's on all platforms. I want to thank you, Prince.